Welcome back.
Hello.
We are here.
We are.
And we are looking forward to next year.
I
Already.
am looking forward to next year. And it
I didn't
feels...
mean it like that.
I
We're
was
just
like, I am.
looking forward to next year. I mean, yes, we're also looking forward to next year. But looking forward.
Yes. This episode,
Is
we
what I
are
was going
definitely shining a light on the future. On our expectations for the future.
Future planning. If you know anything about us, this should not surprise you.
No, you said that. My immediate thought was, do I already have my planner for next year? My paper planner that I will 100% not use. I get one almost every year and never stick with it. Love the idea.
I use it
Never.
like January, February.
Yep.
Right? And
I'll
then
use
I'm
it like till
okay,
about
I'm good.
May. Yeah. And then about after May,
that's
I'm like,
probably true.
yeah, I'm like, I remember you. And then like I'll move it from like my side table to a bookshelf, back to down to the desk. And then all of a sudden it just disappears. Like right now, no idea where this year's is. In fact, not sure.
And then it's a computer prop for like propping up your computer a little bit.
Because it's nice and sturdy.
Yeah.
I even
Good,
I'll get stickers for it, right? The nice pen. And it
You gotta
just
have a new pen, new journal.
I have
Yes.
Oh, the journals. The 2026 journal that I'm looking at as my stack of 2025 just stares at me longingly from the cubby.
Yes. So
That's
too
where
must
we
you
are.
have a 2026 TBR, reading goal. But also part of looking ahead is looking back.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's what we're going to do today. We are going to straddle the past and the future in the present. It's just subscribe, stick around. It's going to be a good one.
Things like this happen
conversation.
constantly. Right? You never know what's going to come directly out of our mouths as far as sentences go. So just stick around. Subscribe now. Make sure you get the video like so we can get that out of the way. And just join us on this journey of chaos. So
we're here for it.
In the idea of looking back, I feel like... So we've been doing this for over a year now, right? September was our year. We started recording in the summer of 2024. So we've been at this about a year and a half, the two of us, planning and scheduling and recording and all of these things. And I feel like this year especially, we kind of definitely got into a groove and figured some things out. And definitely, I think I gave myself a little bit more leeway with what I would allow and what I was not up for when it came to my reading habits. And that has completely changed the way that I read. Yes. And so I appreciate that, but also it feels a little scary sometimes.
I don't know that I had an idea of what I was going to do coming into this, but I was like, we're just going to wing it and see what happens.
Yes.
And it's been interesting now to then look back and be like, oh, as we make plans, how do the changes of this year, of like who we've become in this process, what does that look like? And how does that contribute to what we're moving into?
I've definitely changed just as a reader in general. I thought I was a one type of reader person. And if you've been here, you've recognized alongside myself, we came to this understanding together, probably right here. I'm a mood reader. And I didn't think I was.
You have, I think we kind of had this inkling, but you admitted it this year.
I did admit it, but I also think that I was a child who grew up as a reader, right? I've always been a reader. And so I've always just been like, I'm a reader. I read, I like books and that sort of thing. I never recognized that I am a pattern. Like I have a pattern and it has to do with my schedule and my mood. And I just thought that's kind of how everybody read. And then as I learned more about, the book community and the other readers and got to talk to people who, watch the episodes and things like that, I was like, oh, there's nuance here. It's not just about the book. There's literal nuance. And some people go really hard in on certain things. And there are certain things where I'm like, that's not really that big of a deal to me. But there are other things where that is the hill I will die on which I will perish.
Somebody will perish on this hill.
right? And if it's me, but that's where I choose to go. So I think I've become a little bit more confirmed in some of those sorts of things. I guess when it comes to the books I choose to read and the ones that I choose to put down midway. And that's, I think we talked about that earlier. I finally have DNF'd books. For real.
That's a new revelation this year as well. Yes.
Yes. So it's been a year of discovery, I think. At least for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I think too, having the podcast, it did give us a little bit more leeway to read more. And so, like, we had dabbled, we had read previous, and we would discuss this, but I think, like, this year we really accelerated into it. 2024 as well, because that's when we kicked this off. But, like,
Yeah.
this year we just went all in. And yes, I would agree. I think my book tastes have changed a lot. I found myself reaching for anything that sounded like a good story and not really caring like what it was about. I'm not a mood reader at all. Like, I have determined that I am not. I will just read a good story, and I don't need any kind of, I mean, that's probably also because like seasons don't really change around here. So like we
Right?
don't really,
We have them all.
you don't have that theme, you know? So
Yeah.
it's like I just read the story when it feels good. And everything in my house was on my TBR, and I would grab everything. And now that I'm looking to grab books, like I'm grabbing books off my shelf that I bought in the first part of this year. And I'm like, why? I don't really feel like reading you. Why did I pick you up? You don't sound interesting anymore. Which is strange because now I have a whole house full of books that I'm like, did I just screw up?
No.
No, the answer is no. But, you know,
not
you're
screw
like,
up.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm leaning towards different kinds of books, like meatier books. Not meatier, but like,
Thicker. Like more to them, more substance.
yes.
We're going
girthier
potatoes over
books.
chips, right? We're
Let's
doing
just-
baked
let's just-
potatoes, not a bag of chips. I get it.
Yes. Yes.
That makes sense.
So I'm looking for a little bit more that I can sink my teeth into. Whereas before I think, yeah, any good story would do. And now I'm a little bit more pickier, a little bit more choosier
You're
about what
choosy.
yeah. Yeah. So that's been interesting.
I have discovered ARC books this year. Not like they're a new thing, right? They've existed forever, but this was my year of ARC books. I have discovered ARC books. I have discovered alpha reading. And I will tell you, one of my new absolute favorite things. So and I don't know if I've told you this before, there's an author with whom I work, and she invited a handful of us, 4, 5, 6 of us, to basically join her on the journey of her writing. And so this is actually, I'm in the middle of one now. This is the second time that I'm joining her. And as she writes chapters, she will like upload them to a Google Drive, and we will get to go in and read said chapter, and then we can leave comments, right? We can leave comments, we can ask questions, we can, DM her and have a conversation. And I will tell you, it is one of my favorite ways to read books, which is weird because I like to have the whole story, just like sit and read at my
Yeah.
own pace, right? But
That
this
sounds
is an
distracting.
experience. And you would think it is, but I think because it feels productive, I'm way into it. So it's one of those, and there may be days where she's like, hey, a couple days will go by. So like, let's say I'll read a little bit on Monday, and then she'll have written several chapters, and I won't get to it again until like Thursday. But that means I have 3, 4 chapters that I get to kind of read and capture whatever that piece is, which throws me back into that world. But then I also have an opportunity to be like, hey, like there will be certain lines or things. It's almost like, so I'm not an annotator, right? I'm not a person who will read a book with a whole bunch of tabs in it. Would love to do that. Think that would be fun. But also, who am I going to share it with? I'm
Just can't
annotating
bring
for
yourself to
myself.
do it, right? Where's it going to
Right,
go?
but that's the thing. Like, where is it going to go? But in this instance, I can actually sit here and like, if there's a line that I'm like, oh, like that hits, like that's a beautiful, like, well done. Whatever, I will actually just highlight it and like leave a little comment and just like write yes, or like this is great, or like I will put a comment in there that like really hits home as to like this is something that resonated with me, which then I think in turn helps her as she's writing later on, like, oh hey, as she's taking all of our, feedback or comments or whatever it might be, she's picked people who are the type of reader she's looking for, right? And
Yes.
so she's taking some of the things into consideration that make sense for her. And then there's other things where she just throws out and she's like, yeah, no. But she's very kind and doesn't say that ever. But she's so open to allowing us to be part of that process that it's one of my favorite ways to read books now. Like if I just want to sit down and read a story, I'll pick up a book, I'll grab a Kindle thing or whatever. But having the opportunity to work, like watch somebody's process as they work through it is so much fun to me. Like I'm not a writer. I would love to be a writer. I am not, but I'm totally cool with like, as I read through something and then let's say there's like a misspelling or a missed article or something, like I'll just throw it in there and she can choose to keep it or choose to not keep it. And so I
Yes.
think that's a lot of fun and also hopefully cuts down on some of the edit later so that when she does go back through several times or whatever, she's already taken care of some of those things that happen naturally as one is writing. And so that's something that I discovered I absolutely love. Like I love alpha reading, I love beta reading, I love ARC reading, and had no idea that that was going to be something I got into. Like if I could make that a full-time job, in, sign me up.
Nice. We did. We started the ARC journey together and we
We
were
did.
like, oh, there's this whole new avenue of books that we can explore. And I read some really good ones. I
Yeah.
really did. But I think the thing for me that I don't like is I don't like reading them on my digital device. I definitely prefer holding a book. Will I do it like if I'm going on a trip or something? Like, yes, there's so much easier to carry 20 books on your iPad than it is
Yes.
20 books in your backpack, right? So,
Fair.
like, that makes sense. But, like, if I'm sitting at home, I love a good book. And so, while I did enjoy some of the art books that I read, I also felt very neglectful of the physical books that I had
Yeah.
already said, yes, I want to read you. And it kind of felt a little funny to me. So
That's
I
fair.
enjoyed them, but definitely not leaning towards them. So it's interesting that we went
We
separate
did
ways.
opposite because I want
Yes.
to say in one of our early episodes, we talked about like book. I don't know what that word was. Physical book versus ebook. I think I tried to put all of the words together. That's not how language works. Sure. Yes. We're going to need a translator soon. So we're going to need a translator for my messed up book titles and then just for my general speech. So I think in one of the early episodes, we talked physical ebook. And I was like, not an ebook person, right? And I've
Yep.
gone from not an ebook person to somebody who scrolls instead of flips, which that was a big
Yes. That was a
change. I scroll
huge
now,
one.
right? And then now I will do both, right? I'll actually, because I'll work on several books at a time. If I feel like I want to sit down and have a book in my hand and sit on the couch with a blanket, I will do that. But then there's also the times where I'm like, hey, I've got a couple minutes before the next call and I will throw something up on my phone. I need to be better and actually get like a Kindle. I don't have a Kindle. I have an iPad, which is way too big to read on. It's like one of the big ones, which is cool, except that's great for like the kids to play games on, but it's not great for reading because it definitely
You
feels
and
like I'm
everybody behind you can now read the
right.
book.
Everyone can read with me. It feels like I'm reading from a cookie sheet. And that doesn't feel intimate at all. And so I think I need to get something like in between because reading on my phone, as much as it's easy, it's fits in my hand. It's one of the
It's
smaller ones. Like
tiny. Yes.
it's not I have to find because now that I read so much, I think I might actually have to like bite the bullet and get a Kindle. And that feels weird to me. Because I'm like, do I
It's
need
time.
yet another device? But with the amount of books that I'm reading, I think maybe.
If it
So
helps, if it helps you on your journey, then yes.
perhaps. Maybe they have like a refurbished one
Uh,
I can find. I'll go to
yes.
Marketplace and find one. I don't feel like I need a new one. I think
No,
just
not
something
if you're just reading books.
in
Yeah.
between phone and cookie sheet. That's what I need,
Something a little in
right?
between.
Okay.
In as we talk about like tastes that have shifted, do you
Yes.
remember we also did an audiobook episode and we were like, what? We're not understanding this. What are we not
Yes.
getting? How can we do
Yes.
this? I am in love with audiobooks.
We have come
I
full circle.
love in addition to a regular book. So these don't replace regular books for me,
Right.
but I feel like I can pop in an audiobook while I'm doing other things. Sewing, chores, laundry, cleaning, that kind of thing. Audiobook. And I'm actually like still getting to consume books, even
Yeah.
when it's not book consumption behavior.
Book consumption behavior. Okay. I
We
like
can
that.
just straight line it right into
Yeah.
the ears.
Like I don't have to do the work of like making my eyes follow. I will say
No.
on the audiobook front, we did a couple this year, right? You did several more than I did. I did a couple and I was kind of like, okay, like I figured out what I prefer in terms of narrator. I love if the narrator is the author. I don't even care if they're a great reader, but if it's the author themselves, I love to hear it from their voice. Like I think that's very cool. But up until 2 days ago, I hadn't found one that I loved. Hadn't found an audiobook that I absolutely loved and was like, can't put this down. It was like hey, I will read you, like I'll hit play and then I'll forget about you for a week or two. There's one book I got from Libby that was an audiobook and I put it on and I listened to probably half of it and then promptly forgot about it because I was like, meh, it's fine. Like it's not great. It's okay. And then all of a sudden they were like, we've returned your book. And I was like, oh, shoot, I was listening to that. Like just didn't cross my mind.
Once upon a
But
time, I was listening
right,
to
once
that.
upon a time I was listening to that. But I did find a book, which I will talk about in the December wrap up when we get there. And I have consumed almost half of it in 2 days. Like just straight up. I think I listened for 9 hours yesterday while I was doing other things, right? I was cleaning, I was doing laundry, I was, I picked up like an embroidery thing and did an embroidery thing. Like as I was listening to this book, 9 hours of
Yes.
listening. And I was like, okay, maybe this is it. Maybe it is the
That's how
fantasy
to
stuff.
do it.
Maybe it is because this is the first
Yes.
like true fantasy one with good narrators that I've enjoyed so
Yes.
far. So
And yeah, I
willing to give
definitely
it a shot.
I think I'm leaning towards a fantasy. I like fantasy audiobooks. I also really like the graphic audio where there's different voices for all the characters because I feel like that just helps clarify things and you're not missing information that you
Right.
might otherwise miss if you're reading in the same voice in your head because I don't
Right.
usually change voices in my head as I'm
Do
reading
I?
to myself.
I might slightly. I think I change what they look like. I don't think I necessarily change their
Yeah, like
voice per
I
se.
see a different image,
Yes.
but like I don't
Yes. But
change
it's the
the
same
voices.
voice.
So sometimes you're like, "Oh wait, I have to go back." I think no, that didn't make sense.
Okay.
But like when they're speaking, it's so much easier to follow, and I think that's where if it were something a little more educational, a little bit more like you would have to pay attention. But I
Yes.
feel like the story builds itself when it's like
Several
graphic.
different artists doing it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I definitely have decided I like audiobooks and I've honed what audiobooks I really enjoy. So,
I haven't exactly gotten there yet, but I think I'm coming around the corner on potentially being able to more seamlessly incorporate them into my reading. Like I said, this one is
yes.
good. There are only two voices. There's two narrators, right? So when Lily is being read, when Lily's chapters are read, it's a woman's voice. And she will do, like she does Lily's voice, but she also does, like, she'll slightly change it when she's saying something about the male character or when he says something in her part, right? And the male character's voice, it's, even though there are several
Yeah.
male characters that are talking, it's just the one voice, but you can tell that it's different things. So I haven't gotten to the dramatic readings, right? The graphic retellings yet. But this one so far feels good. And I think it's also because it's a book that I'm really, like, I was really looking forward to.
You're really enjoying the book too. Yes.
Yeah. So I'm excited about that. And hopefully it will open new doors that I can step into for the next year.
Yes.
But I'm just not there yet. I'm not there
Yeah.
yet.
That's okay. That's okay.
It is.
I'll
It
just
is.
paddle out here till you're ready. Till you're
And then all
ready
of a sudden
to
you'll be
join.
like, here, and this one, and this one, and this one.
That's right.
Here's the whole
Yes.
stack of things that you need to listen to. And I do wonder if I'll go back and do, because I've read Akatar, will I go back and listen to that because does it seem different? Will I go and do, some of the other ones that I've read before? So I don't know.
I
I
think,
don't know.
and that's kind of where like the audiobooks putting them in your ears, it doesn't really feel like you're going back or you're revisiting or you're wasting time because it's not time you would be reading anyway.
Right. I wouldn't be reading a
So I
different book
feel
because I'm doing
like,
something.
yeah, it's a little more
Okay.
lenient that way.
That's fair. That's very fair. I wonder if I could get through, because I know we started the year and I was like, I'm going to read the Vampire Diaries series. which is right there. I was like, I'm going to read the Vampire Diaries series. I think I got through three books,
I
and I
think,
was like,
yeah.
yeah, and I was like, I'm good. I wonder if I could audiobook that and if that would feel a little bit better, because right now the main character still bothers me and I refuse to pick up book 4.
I
So I don't know.
mean, let's skip audiobook and maybe just watch the TV show.
Do you know how much time that is? I could be reading. I could be audiobooking
Then
that.
read the books.
I know they're
Listen.
right there. There's so many
Yeah.
other things I have to read right now. So I'll get there eventually. I'm not going to hold myself to it, because I was
Okay.
using that to get to, I was like, because last year I doubled my reading goal, and I was like, I need something to get there. So if I finish all these, that's, a third of the way there or whatever. And then I never even did it.
Yes.
I
No.
never even used them.
Yes, because we were talking about those this time last year. And you
Yes.
were like, do I read them now? Do I wait and let them count towards my goal?
And then I
And you
did
didn't
neither of
read
those
them
things.
at any point in time.
No, I read 3 and then was like, okay, that's enough.
I'm good.
That's fine.
But I get it, because I was having this conversation too. I am reading a 5-book series.
It's right
That one
there.
right there.
Beautifully placed on your shelf.
Spoiler alert, I'm not going to finish this year. I had started, what was it, like September, and I was going to finish book 5 in December. I cannot.
And that's
5
fair.
is too many. So I
It is. And
totally
they're
get.
big.
They are. They're very big. It is a massive world. And I was kind of talking to Greg about this and saying, like, 5 is too many. Like, this is too many books. And he's like, but if you were like full in and like fully enjoying it, you would be devouring them, and it wouldn't be, a quote unquote problem.
Right.
Because, you'd be going through it,
would
you'd
just
be
be there.
flying through it, you'd be so excited to get to the next one. And I'm like, yes, but I'm also not enjoying this world. It is just a big world.
It's just a lot.
And there's a lot of details. And also, this is a world that I could pick up and come back to. So I'm okay, leaving that book till next year.
Yeah.
So I totally get like the series, if you're looking, because sometimes it is daunting to look at that and go, I'm on book 3, there are 12. Or like,
Do I really?
yeah, like that is
long,
4,000 pages.
Yeah. But I feel like I was dreading picking the book up, right? Because I was like, "Ugh, I gotta finish this book, right? I don't want to read like that. We know that that's not how I
No.
read. And so I was like, I'll finish this one and I'll put it down. I'll give it a break for a little while. And then I just didn't go back. It became an extended break. We were on a break. We are on a break.
We are on a break up
We
at
are
this
on
point.
a break. Yes, it is an extended. There is nothing there right now. So I'm going to give myself a little bit of grace and say that I don't have to finish them if I don't want to.
No,
And if it really
if it's
becomes a
not your
problem,
thing, don't
I will
force
watch the
yourself.
show. And again, I honestly think I just don't like vampire books. I don't think it has anything to do with the writing, other than the fact that I don't like the main character. But I honestly think I'm not a vampire book girl. And
There are a lot of
figured
side
that out.
characters. You haven't
There
found some side characters you like?
They don't stick around long enough yet. And I think that's part of it. It's just the vampires right now. Like there's a couple, like, I didn't mind the main ad. She was creepy and cool. But I assume she shows back up later, but she was in one book and then she was gone. And I was like, well, there goes a good one. Like, yeah, she's evil and stuff, but still.
But still.
But still. So I'm giving myself a little bit of grace on that one, which I was not planning on doing at the beginning of the year.
Yes. Yeah, you were like, 12, I'm in.
Yep. I was
We're
like, I can
gonna
do
hit
it. 12
this
is not that
reading
bad.
goal. Yes.
Yeah. And then speaking of reading goals, we both had our reading goals this year, which we had them last year, but it definitely upped mine. I think I doubled mine from last year. I think I read 18 in 2024 and my goal was 36 in 2025. And I think by the end of the year, if I only finish the books I'm working on right now, I'll hit 75, which is
Wow.
unheard of. I don't think
That's
I've ever read
impressive.
75 books in a year, ever. So I like that.
That's a
But it
lot of
also-
personal pan pizzas.
right? Where are you? Pizza Hut. Does Pizza Hut still exist? I don't think I can eat that.
They do still exist.
They
Book
do.
It
I
does
don't
not
think
exist.
Book It does not. Book It was great. And I think Book It is why I became such an avid reader, because I was like, I can wait. I could do something I enjoy and get rewarded. Sounds wonderful.
And get pizza? Yes.
And get pizza? Sounds great. But I don't know what that means for my reading goal for next year. I am at an impasse with my reading goal
Interesting.
and have been thinking about it for a while.
Well, you're going to have to commit on this video.
On this, I have to come up with something on this video. So, do you have any thoughts on your reading goal from this year? Or like, was it too many, too little, too whatever? What are you thinking?
Yes. So 2024 and 2025, I kept it the same, 52 books.
Which is
it was
a
like
lot of
one
books.
a week because I do read pretty quickly. So one a week is not, it wasn't crazy. I will say in 2024, I finished at 56 books. I think I just at the very end of the year, I squeaked out a couple of like little quick
You
ones.
did. In that time that we talk about. I was like, that's the reading catch-up
it's that
time.
last week of right after Christmas. You're like, this is when all the reading happens. So I did. I just barely. And I was like, I think I'm going to keep my goal for 2025. So I kept it at 52. I'm pretty sure I hit that in like October. Like it was early. I was flying through because I was reading series. I was reading, genres that like flowed into each other. We were doing a lot of smaller reads, like to experience new genres, poems, and
all the things,
those,
right? We were doing a lot of things.
Yes. So I was picking up extra books that I maybe wouldn't have picked up. And I think right now, as of middle of December, I think I'm at 62, 63. So, I mean, definitely hit the goal, hit it a little earlier. And spoiler alert, I'm changing my goal in 2026.
Are you?
Based on everything that I have learned this year about myself and my reading style and what I want to do.
Okay. Do you want to share?
No. Just
like,
kidding.
I'm not going to share it. I'm like, do you want to share it yet? Or do you want to talk me through mine? Because I am going to need your help.
Okay. So let me tell you what mine is, how I got there.
Okay.
And then we can see if that plays into
I need
how
help,
yours.
Right?
So going into this year, every book in my house was on my TBR, right? Everything was fair game. When I was ready for a book, I would explore all the shelves in my house and find the book that I wanted to read. However, moving into 2026, I have created this shelf here. This is my TBR shelf. So these are the books that really struck me, that I knew that I wanted to read, but also maybe had to be like in that mind to read instead of like going and just grabbing a random book. This is the first book, the first shelf that I'm going to visit, because these are the ones that impacted me when I was reading the little synopsis on the back or the abstract or whatever.
Right.
So so that's new. I have an actual TBR that I'm going to start with here. So I have decided I'm going to lower my reading goal for 2026. My reading goal is going to be monthly. I want to read a personal development book a month. So I want to learn something. I want to grow in some aspect, something that interests me, something I want to learn about.
Right.
So I'm grouping that into personal development because self-help just didn't really feel...
Because it could be something else. It could be a skill.
It's not really self-help, but it is personal development. Thank you, Barnes & Noble. We were walking around Barnes & Noble. I saw personal development, and I was like, that's it. That's what I'm calling it. So a personal development book, which you can't see them, but I have a whole shelf at the very bottom of personal development books that I want to choose from. And the thing is, I want to do one of those a month because those are usually heavier on the teaching, on the concepts. Yeah. And if it's something that you don't know or aren't familiar with, it's going to take a little longer. So I want to be able to like really get in and
They're
chew
heavier
those.
reads, right? I feel like they're more brain
Yes.
work, right? I'm not just
And it's not
experiencing them, I'm
something you,
participating.
yeah, because it's not something you just sit down and can read cover to cover.
Right.
Some of it is reading, understanding, then it's integration, like if it's something along that nature of personal development, but like it's going to take time. So it's a couple pages at a time or whatever. So one of those. So we're up to 12. I want to read one big book
Okay.
a month. And I started to give this a page count. And then after some conversations, I realized that would be very limiting. If I was like, I want to read books over 500 pages. If
Right.
a book has 496 pages, I'm going to be like, well,
Doesn't
that's
count.
not a 500. And then, or, I'm like, well, it's fine. I'll squeak it in. And then I'm like, oh, this is a 400-page book. Okay, I'm going to count that too. Like,
Right.
so we're just going big books because I have
Right.
several big books up here. So we're up to, that's one a month as well.
Perfect. So you're at
So
24.
we're up to 24. And then we had a conversation previously that we have a lot of similar books, same books we wanted to read, and we thought that could be really cool to read those like together
Right.
and then come together and talk about those. So we're going to do, I'm signing you up for this one a month on that.
Well, I agree because that gives us an opportunity to have a in-depth conversation, which will, of course, involve spoilers. Because if we're going to talk
Yes.
about the book, we're going to talk about the whole dang book. And so I
Yes.
love that as an idea. And I think it's also really great to do with like maybe non-mainstream books, just things that we've picked up and been like, hey, this seems cool.
Yes, because that's where our interests lie. I know we did it with the Fourth Wing stuff, and it was very cool to be able to come back and forth and be like, oh my God,
Right, and to
I don't know
just
where you
text you
are,
and be
but
like,
like,
"Ah!"
I need you, I'm on this page, I need you to hurry. Or you're like, excuse me, why have you not started on this? And I
Right.
love those conversations.
I did
So
too.
I'm like, one a month could be good. Like, that's a good goal. Okay,
Right.
so that's 36. And that's my goal.
Which is a great goal. I had that goal this year.
Yes.
I had
Yes.
that goal this year. So
Because I am going more for like the bigger, like I said, the big books, the one that's going to make me think, like with the personal development. So I'm like, I want to give myself time. And obviously, anything else I read over that, like, will
bonus.
count. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like, I know I'm going to end up reading more than 36 because that's just how I operate. But I kind of wanted to break it down a little bit. Be
Right.
like, okay, there's 3 specific books I want to read each month. Anything above that, bonus.
Bonus extra. Perfect.
Yeah.
I actually really like that reasoning. And I mean, it's like you said, it's a little heavier. It's a little bit more brain work. It's a little bit, more participation versus just the experience of reading. And so that does take a little bit
Yes.
longer.
Yes. And I
Very
think that's
cool.
kind of where like I've gravitated this year in my books is like I'm reaching for ones that maybe take a little bit more feeling or emotion, like that are a little heavier to digest.
Right.
So
Right.
I'm like, ooh, I like this feeling. So that's what I'm doing moving into 2026. 36
I like that. That feels good.
books.
And again, I enjoyed the 36 book. And that felt like a stretch for me. And now that we do this differently, it doesn't necessarily
Yes.
feel like a stretch. But I think that's why I'm struggling with my own goal setting. Is because part of me was like, well, I read or am on track to read about 75 books this year.
Yeah.
I could just double what I did last year and say 72, right?
Yeah.
If my math is correct. I'm a reader, not a mathematician. But but at the
Public
same
math.
time, I feel like I enjoyed my reading even more after I hit my goal, right? Like I feel like hitting my goal wasn't necessarily a source of stress or anxiety, but it was definitely something I was aware of.
Yeah, you
And-
were always reading towards
Right.
it.
And
You
I was
could
like,
see
oh,
it.
yes. And I was like, oh, this is this book. This is this book. This is this book. And then afterwards, it was just like, oh, this is my 60th book of 2025. And that felt really good. And so I was at the weird place of like, do I double it and say 72? Do I completely trash it and not have a goal? Do I stay where I,
Oh,
right?
no
Because
goal.
I thought about
Wow.
no goal. And I thought about just being like, just do it. But I like getting a star.
Uh-huh.
I like achieving something. And so I know I'm going to have one because otherwise, how am I going to track?
How would you even survive?
How would I? Right? And so I wonder if I split it down a little bit and yes, choose to raise it a little, but at the same time, not necessarily give myself the, you know, stress of having to double it. Because I feel like doubling it is a lot, right?
I do feel like doubling
72
it
books is a lot of books.
is a lot.
And
So
I don't know what the world looks like for me next year with kids and
Right.
sports and blah, blah, blah. I just, like, I know during sports season, and we have 2 of those coming this, we do spring, fall. That's a lot of non-reading time because I'm at practice, I'm at games, I'm traveling, I'm whatever. And I don't necessarily want to not enjoy the process of reading because I'm trying to get to a certain number.
Yeah.
And so,
Can I tell you what number's kind of sticking out for me?
sure. See
I
if it's the
feel
same
like
one that
we-
sticks at me.
Try this on for size. I feel like, what if we flip-flopped? I'm going 36. What if you go 52 this year?
I was thinking 52 because it feels doable.
It feels like a good round number,
Right?
right? Like
It
it
feels
feels like it
doable.
makes sense with a schedule.
Because that's what I'm saying. Like, what if I do split the difference between the 72 and the 36, not
is, yeah.
mathematically, but
Ish.
52 seems like it could be in there,
Yes.
like
I
it
think
would be
we did.
okay. I think that
We
might
switch
be.
our goals.
I think so. It feels good. It doesn't feel like 72 makes me sweaty, and I don't want to feel that way.
Yeah, because it feels like you have to perform at the level of like this year. And you're like,
Yes.
oh, that's a lot.
Yeah, and I don't know. Like I said, I have no idea what next year's going to look like. In a good way at all, right? It just could be that I'm super busy or that I get into a hobby or whatever. And I don't want that to make me feel like I'm slacking on something else that I really enjoy.
Yeah.
Because I still
Yeah,
want to enjoy the
exactly.
process, but I still want to be able to say, like, I hit my goal.
You want to push yourself too a little bit. Like,
Right.
and I feel like, I feel like 52 is a good fit.
52 does not feel undoable. It feels like a stretch because it's
That was
higher
a
than
lot
it
of
was last
words.
year.
Did you just agree or not? I can't tell.
I-
It does not feel undoable.
Right?
Wait, what?
It doesn't feel like it's difficult to achieve. So I think I'm comfortable with that because I wasn't comfortable with 72 and I wasn't comfortable with just totally cutting it. And I didn't want to stay at 36 just because I already did that.
You've done that. And you've proven
Right.
that you've done that. So yeah, I feel like your first year 18, doubling it to 36 made sense because it was still like,
Yeah.
do I feel like 52 is a good upgrade? Yes, because it's still a stretch. Like it is
still
still,
one
you're
a
still
week.
gonna have to read a book a week, basically.
Right.
But it's also not completely undoable. Like I feel like, doubling it just because based on like you read that many this year, like who knows? Who knows what that looks like? So I like that it's a challenge, but it's not impossible.
Yes. I agree. Okay. I'm putting it here in whatever book stamp I have. My goal is 52 for 2026. That's my goal. And that's what we're going to stick with.
that.
Which is great because I probably have 52 books on my shelves upstairs that I've picked out that I really want to read.
Well,
I have
okay.
a
And if
good
we're doing the
amount.
same book a month, you're down to 40.
Yes. So now I have to pick 40 of those that are on the shelf. But there
Yes.
are a good number up there and several that I have picked up recently where I'm like, oh, that looks good. Or,
And you
I'm
do have
supposed to go to
several on the
bookstore
waiting
tomorrow, so-
list for
Yes.
like, this is a spring book. This is a,
I have some
summer book.
pre-orders out there.
Yep.
I already have pre-orders that are coming. Like I already know I've got 1 or 2 coming. I got one in May. I got one in June. Like things are coming in. I know that they're happening.
It's happening.
It is. So
Yes.
52 feels doable. And I like
36
that you
feels
have,
good.
yeah, it does, especially with the caliber of book that you are
I
seeking.
have a little bit more. Yeah, I'm focused more at like the monthly level
Yeah.
and just let that calculate into what my total is going to be. So I feel pretty good. I feel pretty excited about that.
It seems not necessarily comfortable, but like something different. It feels like something new.
Yeah. It's
So.
something new to try on. So we'll see. We'll see how that
Perfect.
goes. Be sure
Perfect.
to like this video. Tell us what your book goal is if you're looking at book goals, because 'tis the season, right? This is happening. And also subscribe so that you can join us on our 2026 reading adventures.
Would also love to know how you got to your number. Like if you are a goal person, and
Ooh,
not everybody is
yeah.
a goal person. Some people just read and see how many they get to. And they're like, my goal is however many I read. And that is totally okay. But I would love to know if you are setting a
I,
goal, like
I
how
would
did you
love
get
to know
there?
how you operate in the world, please, with no
That as
reading
well,
goal.
with no reading
If
goal.
you could like explain that to me.
How do you do it? How does your body allow that to happen? But yeah, how do you pick your goal? Like I know somebody who's read over 100 books, right? Which seems
That's
bananas to me. I
crazy
know it's
to
doable,
me.
but
Well, you're
seems
so close to it.
bananas.
So like, is it really crazy?
And it's
Probably
30
not.
more books. It's 30
Yeah.
more books.
Okay, but hello, like last year you said I'll read 18 and now you're reading 75.
Okay, fair. But
What?
still, that seems like a lot. 100 seems like 3 digits seems like a lot of books.
We're
But who
going to
knows
be
where I'll get
talking
to?
this time next year and you're going to be like, my goal was 52, but I have doubled it. I will hit 100 by the end
Oh
of the
gosh.
year.
Oh gosh. I don't know that that will happen. It would be very interesting to have it happen. I just don't know that it's doable, and that is okay. But I would love to know, like, if somebody was like set out and they're like, "Hey, my goal is 120." How do you feasibly do that? Like, one, what is your job? Two, do you get paid to read? If so, hire me. Three,
Let us know that as well.
what kind of books are you reading?
Tell us what you're doing.
Right? What
Yes.
if my 2027 goal is to not read a book, to write a book? Wouldn't that be a switch up?
This feels like a time capsule episode. Like we're
gonna
going to
hang
come
on to
back
this
to this next year and we're going to be like, we're going to grab this and this and we're going to be like, insert 2026 Abby. Let's
This is
see
what happened
what
here.
2026 Meg had to say about that.
What was she thinking about here? What was she? Just the title is just what was she thinking?
Yes.
That seems appropriate, honestly.
Yes. Subscribe so you're here for that. Just
Yes.
get the notifications. Like,
Because that's going to
get
be a
on this
doozy.
train.
Because we don't actually know where it's going. Remains to be seen. But
We
like
may
Abby
have a
said,
reading goal, but that's about it.
that's yes. There are no other plans set in stone, and our reading goals are chisel and clay. We're not marble. We're just clay here. We're just molding them as we go. But like Abby said, if you have not liked, subscribed, or commented, make sure you do that. Any other final thoughts for what we learned this year or what we're looking forward to next year?
No, just very excited.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I've really enjoyed this year of reading and
Yeah.
feel like I have developed as a reader, matured as a reader a
Definitely.
little bit, and allowed myself to be a little bit more of who I am as a reader, which has been very uplifting, which I enjoyed. So,
Oh, actually, that's a lie. I do have one more thing.
perfect.
Okay, so up until midway of this year, I was convinced a person could only have one favorite book, and that was your favorite book,
Right.
right? And my favorite books have changed over time, but I've revisited some of those favorite books and I have new favorite books, and I'm like, actually, a person can have more than one favorite book.
100%.
And you can, caveat it with like, this is my favorite fantasy book. This is my favorite
Right.
nonfiction. This is my favorite. So like, there's a lot of caveats, but now I understand that it is possible to have more than one favorite. And
can.
it's okay.
Agreed.
So
It is
there's
totally
my
fine.
lesson, which kind of like, now that I'm speaking it out loud, kind of sounds ridiculous. I know, but
No,
that was my
because-
realization this year.
I feel like when you do like an icebreaker at work or something, they're like, "What's your favorite book?" And for me, I would be like, "I don't know,"
You got to choose the one that shows the least amount of crazy at that point.
which is true. But if I were having that conversation, I mean, I've had several conversations at work events where people are like, "Oh, what are you reading? Do you really want to know what I'm reading?" I don't think you understand how long of a conversation this is going to be.
Yes.
Are you sure
Yes,
you're ready
exactly.
for this? Do we need to like put a pin in this and go have coffee somewhere? I'll take you to the library and show you.
Let
Happy-
me introduce
happy
you to
birthday.
my podcast.
Right? Honestly, just over here. Just if you really want to know what I'm reading, it's all right here every single month.
Yes.
And I'll tell you what I liked and what I didn't like with absolutely like no filter.
No regard at that point.
Yes. So looking forward to, hearing everybody's goals if they choose to set them, and then seeing what is to come for 2026, because we are right there.
It's happening.
It is. So
Yay.
until we see you next time, happy reading, happy holidays, happy New Year, happy all of the things. And we will see you in 2026.
See you then.
It was great to have you join us for today's chat. If you'd like to continue the conversation, provide a recommendation, or simply say hi, pop over to Instagram at wine.read.wine or leave us a comment on our YouTube channel. We'll see you on the next episode. Happy reading!